the scholar, the teacher, the master. It didn't say the preacher, but the scholar, the teacher, the master. Because you know, a lot of people can open their mouth and preach this and preach that, but they can't teach this.
Mm-hmm.
I want to be clear.
Right. They can't show you how it's done.
That's why we have so many preachers in the pulpit, but they don't know what they really should know.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't teachers, but they preachers. Anybody can read a scripture and talk about wrongdoing.
Right. Right.
That's easy. You can quote a scripture,
Mm-hmm.
and but that still don't cut the cake.
That still don't cut the cake. Because we done had many preachers.
Yeah, and they look at our condition all this time. That's how I know.
All the people learning.
I look around and I see how many people done heard the preacher preach, but their condition is still bad.
Yes,
Even the preacher himself.
Right, that's the main thing.
So
the preacher himself.
That's how I know.
His health is bad.
Yeah.
And so anything he preaches is going to be just in the same shape he in.
That's correct.
And then we done went to school and we done had teachers.
Thank you.
And these teachers was just as good as preachers.
That's right.
And both of them together ain't good.
That's right.
Because the teacher condition is like the preacher condition almost.
Yeah. Yeah. And remember this on teachers, that they got a curriculum to go by, a guideline.
Mm-hmm.
So we have to be extremely careful there as well.
Mm-hmm.
3. And the 33rd name of Allah, the infinite, the unique, the all-knowing. Not some knowing, but all-knowing.
Mm-hmm.
The Father that does not eat until all his children are fed. True Father, real Father. Make sure they eat before you eat. 5, the master that travels at the rear of the caravan, not the head. 6, the king that dresses as a humble servant, unless required by law to adorn his vestment. 7, there's Allah is the scholar, the teacher of humility. Hindsight and balance. That's what you want to learn from Allah. No one else.
It's the scholar and teacher.
The true scholar and teacher.
You know, 3 important things.
And hindsight. And balance.
And so does most preachers today show humility?
Yeah.
Or is it a boast on the mountaintop?
They boast on the mountaintop, but ain't no humility.
Do they talk about their own experience as in hindsight, giving you insight?
Yeah.
So you don't make sure you make the same mistake through eyesight.
Yeah.
And we know the preachers ain't preaching balance.
Nah.
Look at their belly.
Yeah. That's how you know. And then they been all this sickness going on. That's why I remind everybody, You call yourself following Jesus. Because he's a sickling, and there was lawyers around, there were judges around, there was doctors around, there was high priests around, and the list goes on.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
8, a true Muslim, not a false Muslim. A true Muslim is a scholar. There can be no doubt.
Otherwise, we become a preacher.
Yeah.
Opposite of what one knows what to do.
Mm-hmm. And I've met many Muslims that was not truthful.
Mm.
Oh, yeah.
I'm glad that's on the record.
Oh, yeah, that's on the record. I know this for a fact.
That's why that word true.
I've met many Christians, but not a true Christian.
Yep, that's why that word true.
I called Brother Miles called me yesterday, the one that with Pearl down there. And me and him talking, the first thing he said, God is good. I said, yeah, all the time. I said, but can we say that? And then when we got ready to hang up, he said, Merry Christmas. See that?
Yeah. Don't know the origin and what you participate in.
You see that?
Mm-hmm.
Wish me Merry Christmas. Mm-hmm. What's so merry about our life?
Mm-hmm.
It's tomorrow, Christmas Day. What's so merry about our life?
Mm-hmm.
And then all the bombs being dropped, ask the Palestinians, they're going to have a Merry Christmas when their house and home been blown, the kingdom come.
Uh-oh, is that humility? Bombs
and
dropping.
And then the one that done it is Satan himself.
Mm-hmm.
But his house, he got a house to go to.
Mm-hmm.
But we just small talking here a little bit and just pointing some things out.
Yeah.
But you want Mary, but you don't want somebody else to have a Mary in a wonderful day.
So we need to be true in what all we do.
That's what.
It don't matter if you Muslim, Christian, or Jew.
You should be true and faithful.
It's about being true.
And when you see acts like that, that ain't truthful. That's signs of a murderer.
Mm-hmm.
And the super said what we studied. It said, when you speak the truth. Mm-hmm. Ain't that beautiful?
That's beautiful.
And Jesus said, ye shall know what? The truth.
We shall know.
Beautiful.
Self, yes.
Number 9. A disbeliever is one who hates knowledge.
Ouch.
Ain't worried about studying today.
Hate.
Ain't worried about nothing but being a busybody and whatever he got on his mind, whatever he thinking about, and whatever he reasoning about, and then he make his choice. Hate knowledge. Who can hate knowledge?
A disbeliever.
When you need to know what you went to school for. Well, back there then, believe it or not, people hated to go to school. Even though the school wasn't what it claimed to be, but it will teach you your ABC and let you count from 1 to 100. It'll teach you a little something, but it wasn't sufficient. I put it that way. But I do remember people was hating to go to school. They would skip school to do find all kind of ways not to go to school.
That's a strong indication. A disbeliever.
Yep. And the educated, his education was low, and still didn't want to learn. 10. A heretic against Allah is one who hates the words of the divine creator, being all wisdom.
There we have it.
All wisdom.
All the creator knowledge is all wisdom.
All wisdom.
So one can't hate knowledge and love their creator.
That's right.
That's a disbeliever.
That's right. Therefore, do not fool by agents of Ummah and the Umayyah. The Uthman and the Umayyah. Agents. Boy, you know what? We got a lot of agents in this society over here in old USA. There's agents everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
Carrying out their evil and wicked doing.
Yeah, agents of evildoers.
That's why I said that, because. And it has a license to do. You know, I was just sitting up there laying there thinking. I said, you know what, in this country here, you got about to have a license. That go to show you that you're part of association, because you got to have a license to perform anything over here.
Yeah, to do what you have to do. They say you need a license.
Yeah.
Now, license is to permit.
Yeah, and if I ain't mistaken, you got to have a license to preach over here.
I wouldn't know.
You got to have a license to teach the truth, the so-called truth.
Well, that's why KOS.
A license to marry, a license to drive, a license to insurance, a license to, all that list goes on.
Man, I really do be feeling sorry for that generation. The ideas y'all
License
heard
everywhere.
and grew up under was so whack. All that just was said is not have nothing and would ever never pertain to any scholarship.
Yeah.
The fools speak like that. Scholars don't speak like that. You have free reign to learn and to know.
Yeah.
But if one wants to surrender their choice in a time of self-knowledge, when you got greater self-knowledge, you're going to lessen yourself for the perspective of an eye. This is deep knowledge for myself. You know, I'm looking for all wisdom, not licensing, permits, permission, votes. That don't tickle my brain.
I heard that.
Only one type of knowledge tickle my brain. And that's the Creator's wisdom. So as men speak, if men are not agents of the Creator, then they hate the Creator.
That's right.
The Creator represents all knowledge, all knowing, all wisdom, all wise, right, and exact. But a fool is the opposite. And a fool will love to keep pushing his foolishness amongst the concepts of people. But everybody in these days ain't the same. It's different time, different era, different generations. And what people have hidden people from is all revealed. And so what people is laid upon, that's called outdated. So a lot of the world, 99% of the population is outdated.
Right on.
When it comes to your own self-knowledge. To speak on other than the Creator is not self-knowledge. We talk about disbelievers. These are agents of disbelief.
That's right.
And anyone who listened to Jesus know Jesus didn't believe in that way. So Jesus was a believer of love, believer of knowledge, and you could go on forever in what the meaning was and the expression. When he taught, but he also helped. He was in the field. on action.
Yep.
And so these are the things that we have to keep in mind for all scholars, because this is the Sufa of scholar,
Yep.
which is a master, a teacher. These are great things to highlight for ourselves, because these preachers and other type of school teachers, they have not brought the scholarship of self-mastery.
Yep. But you know what? You only can do what you know. If you don't really know, that's all you can do. And a lot of the preachers and teachers, they just read one book, what called Holy, which is the King James Version. And when we're dealing with version, they might not be facts. That could be something that's been translated from one book to another book, but they don't have the actual fact. They might have the scripture, but the super say, beware of false teachers and false scriptures.
That's doctrine.
And we have to be awakened to that.
We have to be. That's important.
Like I told somebody the other day, see, Lowndes County ain't always been Lowndes County. There was another name. And if you born today and you ask you where you're from, they put the birth on the birth certificate, they say Lowndes County. And see, that won't be the origin, but I'm just pointing some things out here. How over time and years, things change, not for all the right reason, but for wrong reason.
Right.
Especially when you're trying to hoodwink somebody.
Right. And we know the land didn't name itself. So whoever named it, that's who's trying to control the narrative.
That's right.
Yes, to layman the claim. And no claim is valid if it's not associated with good character and truth. So all their claims is invalid. It wouldn't matter if you know scholarship. But if you don't, you might accept what they're saying as a concept of belief. And that can happen. But
yep, and you can tell how all these states set up shop, because think about this. If you live in the United States of America and they ain't always had this many states, but somehow due accumulation and all the stealing going on, they wind up with 50 states. Now, my point that I'm finna stress to is that while all states should have the same laws, but you see how everybody set up shop in their own state, and different states got different rules and regulations. Law should be law. If you're USA, the law should cover the same laws all over 50 states. But when you see different states have different laws, there's some hanky-panky going on. I make my own rules. That's what I'm trying to tell you. 12. That say they are Muslim and support Islam, yet hate knowledge. See? Muslim and Christian. They hate it.
These people hate it.
You got both Christians running around celebrating Santa Claus and the law alive. That's how you know. All you gotta do is just pay attention to how people doing it, they act, and what come off their tongue. Lying to the children.
Soon as they
and your children grow up to be monsters, it's on you because you train them with a lie.
There you go. Yeah, they better recognize.
13, if a man who claimed to be a Muslim strikes a scholar or a student for learning, this country, if you speak anything different from what they teach you, they will murder you. Look how many of our people, they worry about a black Messiah rising up and waking up. Why? Because he gonna teach something different than already been taught. And they then cut them down. And how could you love a nation or a country or a company that hates truth? That don't want you to read or don't want you to learn how to read nor write, but they can read and write, but don't want you to read and write. This is what we've been up against over here in this country called USA. I'm not guilty of it. You are, the establisher. I'm just pointing some things out.
Right.
What I've faced in my lifetime.
Now name how many athletes you can name that get paid over $1 million. I bet you can name a few. Just athletes alone.
Oh yeah.
That's getting over $1 million.
Yeah.
Now I ask, do you got a same list for scholars getting paid the same amount of money?
No, sir.
Can you name the same amount of scholars?
No, sirree.
So this whole population want the whole people not having no scholarship, meaning they want the people in ignorance.
Yeah, just be able to run the ball and shoot the
There
ball
you go.
and be the fastest man in the world.
They'll pay you $25 million to occupy your whole time into sports.
That's right.
But they saying they won't pay that amount for scholars.
See, this is why. This is a matter of control. This
Matter of
is
control.
to keep you doing the wrong thing. Too much of the wrong thing and not enough of the right thing. And that's the same thing with people who are movie stars and rappers and all. They can. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad, they say when a man curses all the time, that he can't find the right words to express himself.
Yeah.
That's why a man curse, because he can't. See, cursing is easy, but they can't find the right words to express himself. 14. Let him confess his crime and have his offending hands cut off. Boy, look at him. Can you imagine everybody that stole here in America?
Right.
There won't be no hands left.
Right, you gotta confess. They've been hiding behind public law.
Yeah.
And these corporations are helping them create institutions that help them carry out the public law or hide behind.
Yes, indeed.
See, the people need to be informed of what's going down right now, because this is all law.
Yeah.
This ain't, no one can hide from this law. So you're guilty as guilty, and you're innocent if innocent. Truth is truth. Ain't no colorism. So when it comes to all have the power, because all have a brain and a body.
Yep.
And if you have the ability, then you have the ability to seek. And if you have the ability to seek, you shall find.
Yeah.
So if we ain't seeking, then we ain't finding. And I know I found by seeking.
Yep.
And through seeking, everything has been known. So what are the people doing? Because you're doing something, or you're seeking something.
You're into something.
So they ain't seeking scholarship.
That's right.
They ain't seeking the master teachings, truth, wisdom. So if you ain't in the light, that means you in desires. Lustful appetites.
Boy, I tell you, that word desire is going to harm and hurt a lot of people, because That's pretty much what everybody is wrapped up in there.
Oh yeah.
The most lustful desires.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it's gonna run.
Mm-hmm. And once people want to learn,
all they want into they desire.
They desire, and they don't desire to learn, but they desire to earn.
Yeah.
And they don't think that learning is the best earning.
It is.
But they'll see as they get through earning, and you got nothing at the end.
Mm-hmm.
See, because knowledge is different from desires.
Mm-hmm.
We can push out desires right now.
Mm-hmm.
But can you push out knowledge into yourself?
Yeah.
And let the self now bring about this knowledge? Or do we got to go get objects and devices and technologies to do it for us, or give us the pill effect or the microwave resolution?
Yeah.
Because everybody want it quick now.
Oh yeah, quick fix.
Quick fix.
They got stoves called quick now.
Right. So then the people really getting all the money right now. The merchants, they don't put that spell word quick on it.
That stuff right down there. What is quick? What?
A quick, the recent one. Yeah, quick trip.
Quick trip.
Quick trip. A quick,
quick, baby.
Quick. When we posted, right, where they took the truth, which was a quickening, and how you quicken yourself. Now they done took it and reified the concept of spirit. Now they made it physical and say a quick trip.
Quick. Yep.
That's how these heretics are.
Spirit. That's what it says.
Yes, that's how these heretics are.
Quick as a cat.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
15th verse says, if a man damage or even destroy a scriptorium, let him loose his head for such deliberate ignorance.
Burning libraries.
Damage. And history tells us that they burnt the library down over in Egypt. Why would you want to do that? What the books did to you? What did the library did to you? Why would you want to burn down the library?
Hey, that's it right there. See, that's what 15 was telling us. When they created their lies, now they can do whatever they wanted to with them. But scriptorium is the word is used here.
Yeah.
So the first original place of books or place of learning was a scriptorium. Later date, people who stole that and then made their own, they called it a library. So they knew from the beginning it was a lie.
Lie, that's right, being buried.
And being, yes.
I used to always look at
lies
that
are
word.
buried.
I said, that word was always spooky to me when I was coming up in class. It said, library instead of truth bearer. And it was said lie, and you always watch that because when you start out lying, then you have to be careful.
Yes, you become a librarian.
And I used to always look at that word library. Library. Words are so catching.
Very. That's why they have the book of Paul.
Yep.
Because the book of Paul is Paul bearers.
That's right.
So they do something very particular.
Oh boy.
So it's the same way once we learn the knowledge of how all these things are constructed, because they can't put the word together without having it in existence.
Yeah. And since you said that, I used to always wonder how Apostle Paul can have so many books and he wasn't a disciple of Jesus Christ. That was another red flag went up. And they teach more of Paul teaching than anything else.
Yeah, the preacher today read from Paul.
The New Testament.
Read from Paul books.
Yeah.
Pauline doctrine.
Oh, Paul, Apostle Paul.
And see those are the lies.
Yeah.
And the lie barrier,
Yep.
they carry the lies.
That's right.
And they infect others just as the people of America have been affected.
Yep.
Just in the old days, as you read about, they used to spread smallpox. Used to hear about
Ain't that a
the
shame?
people of America used to get smallpox from these people.
Yeah, did the Indian like that.
Yes. Then that grew.
The blanket
Yes.
and gave it to them.
Right. And that grew from smallpox to mad cow disease.
Yep.
Then you got chicken pox.
Chicken pox, turkey pox.
Yeah, so
duck pox.
These physical things, they came from the same mental space of the physical carrier.
That's right.
That physical carrier is the lie bearer.
Yep.
And they have been barriers or carriers of the lie to all lands they can get their foot on.
Yeah.
And this is how they start conquering by bringing religion.
Yep.
Now religion act as a holiness.
Yeah.
And now that's a wall for them to hide and come out from.
Yeah.
So when they want to act pious, they come in front of the wall.
Yep.
Play the politician, play the candidate, vote for me.
Yep.
I'll do this for you.
This and I'll do that.
When the camera's off, they go behind the wall and they practicing Mithraism.
Yeah.
That's why all these now allegations are coming forth.
Yep.
Everybody's supposed to be allegedly in the getting tried by fire.
Yep.
And we gonna see who gold and who silver.
Yeah. And speaking of voting, now all the hypocrites running the Republican Party and the Democratic Party is running for office, and yet all the others who were Republican, Democratic, who have obtained the office of being president, my question to all the ones that's running now, what makes you think you can do it when all the ones who have became president, they haven't done it? It's a game that they play with you in voting. And by the way, the popular votes do not put the president in office. It's the electoral votes, the ones who behind the iron curtain, who pulling the string like the yo-yo man on a string.
Hiding these truths that is being exposed right now from the people.
Yeah. We've been voting all our lives and look at our conditions, so we know voting don't work. I mean, a foolish fool ought to be able to realize, say, man, something just ain't working. I've been getting to the voting polls, and it ain't working.
It's not. It's not.
No man can both love Allah and hate knowledge without being a hereditary or an idiot.
There you go.
Who do you love? Who you love? Do you love Allah or do you love the opposite, the devil, the Satan? And you know what? It don't take a wise person to see who you love, because look at your action and look at your behavior and look at your conduct. That says it all right there. You ain't got to open your mouth and tell me nothing. I see by your action.
I'll tell you.
I see by how you dress. I see by how what I hear come out your mouth. You ain't got to tell me nothing.
All is visible.
Look how you treat people. See, when you love Allah, you treat people a certain way. This is how I know who's who.
Yep, who's who.
17, verse 17. Instead, protect the scholar. Respect the scholar. And allow them to learn. And you know what? They protect the liar.
Mm-hmm.
They protect the evildoer.
Mm-hmm.
And they protect all them.
Mm-hmm.
When they get mad at each other on Capitol Hill, they start exposing. But majority of the time, they protect each other.
Mm-hmm.
This is what I know and see that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Don't think I ain't watching. I'm
Right.
watching you just like you watching me. I don't have a satellite to watch you from, but I'm watching you.
Mm-hmm.
You got it so bad that you got a satellite up there in space looking down on everybody that make a move. Boy, now that's when you got it bad. Huh? That's when you being a busybody.
Yep, the people must stand because they're not allowed to learn. They're allowed to be penalized, thrown in jail,
Yes, good.
created
Yes, indeed.
all type of domestic torture, family torture, job torture,
Yeah.
all type of mind terrorism.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's why the scholar has to come up, especially from our people on the land of America.
Yeah.
Because if the truth ain't spoken,
That's
because
right.
it ain't been spoken by all you done heard every other word,
Mm-hmm.
preachers, teachers,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
but seemed like none of them was a scholar.
Mm-hmm. And I don't see how in the world anybody over here in this country, in the USA, could call anybody a terrorist. When that's all they have done is occupied and terrorized. That's their full name. Occupation and terrorization. And imperialism. Verse 18, if then a scholar raise a subject or controversy, let him speak. Over here they say shut your mouth. Don't speak the truth. But it's all right to say Santa Claus coming to town. See? It's all right to say Columbus covered America. These certain things is they cool with.
Some people accept, some people don't. But everybody's being known by what they do.
We're talking about scholar. We're talking about teacher.
Mm-hmm.
We're talking about master. 19. If he be in error, let men of learning debate him. See? If someone is in error, let's talk.
Right. Now, can you debate the preacher?
Oh no.
Oh no.
No, he up in the pulpit. Just a yakety yak and yakety yak and all this here going on and putting on his little show.
Right.
Like all of them do.
Can you debate a teacher? Did they let you debate your teachers when you was in the school rooms?
No, sir, Bob. You just sit there and with ears to hear.
For 8 hours, you just sit still when you were a living being.
Mm-hmm.
These was things that was torturing the mind, tormenting. They are masters of tormenting.
Yep.
they would torment your mind.
Yeah.
Every word you're going to say is going to say from what they have put in you, because only a scholar put his own words. This is why it's talking the way it's talking. If you ain't a scholar, then you got someone else. Theologies, beliefs, dogmas, doctrines, words that you didn't create, in other words. Concepts your family had no origin of. So these things is where the people minds lack. Because they don't have the discipline to seek knowledge. Say, if they know, why I can't know.
That's right.
If they got feet, I got feet.
Right on.
They got hands, I got hands.
Right on.
They got 24 hours in a day, I got 24 hours in a day.
Yeah.
They got a brain, I got a brain. They was born, I was born.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? It's no difference. We all equal until people start plaguing people with concepts of mind tormenting.
Yeah.
And this is how people become disabled. Everybody that's disabled now, that you see that can't fully function, that's because they have been disabled in their brain 4 lobes. That's as they say, you've been spread across the 4 corners of the earth.
That's right.
Now that's a representation of the 4 corners of your brain.
Yeah.
Your brain has 4 lobes. So as more and more degeneration happens to the brain, it now conforms onto the body. It collapses on the body.
Right.
So whatever's defunct or malfunctioning in the physical body, that means that person's section of the brain that correspond with that area of the body, that area of the brain is disabled. It's not firing. So that means lies crashes the brain and make your whole brain become disabled, where the body starts showing the symptoms of that disability.
That's right. And when you see people that has become obesity, this is what's going on, what you just said.
Yes.
And they ain't even worrying about it. Like they love being big and large and out of shape and roundabout. Can't see your waistline. Your waist ain't used to be like that. You know this for a fact. That you didn't used to look like that.
Right.
And now all of a sudden you don't even care. See, this is what's going on
That's
upstairs.
what's going on. They don't have self-knowledge.
Yeah. Yet, if learned men cannot, through reason and logic, defeat the argument of the scholar. 21, then let them welcome him to the brethren of knowledge and respect him. And they would do just the opposite, because if you have something different than you talking about, then they want to form an old barrier of hatred. I can't stand him. I don't like what he's teaching or what he's doing. And yet what you have is insufficient. You have problems stacked on problems. (21). 22, the last one. Verily, if Allah were intolerant of students, mankind would no longer exist. Just look how merciful Allah is. And with all your stupidity and ignorance, He still put up with it. Hoping you one day you'll get it right. But you on and on and on and on like popcorn popping everywhere. in your wrongdoing, in your ignorance. It's just a terrible situation.
For the non-scholar.
Yeah.
It's a terrible situation. And look at the people that's in the terrible situation.
Yeah.
Are they scholars? And you will see they not. And so trouble pursuits, because all resolutions deal with knowledge. And if you don't have knowledge as your founding brick, as your cornerstone, but you have finances as your cornerstone,
Oh yeah,
that's not going to fix your knowledge.
No.
Money don't make you know nothing.
No, we see that every day where we just, you sometimes you see a analyst ask some of the football players and basketball players a question. And the minute he opens his mouth, you know just how.
Oh yeah, disregard the athlete,
you
please.
see that.
Yeah.
Boy, they in bad shape.
Athlete is not a scholar.
He's showing up ain't.
Look, over 200 million people that's in the land of America watches athletes.
That's it.
No one is watching the black man, black scholar. Because they rather see something else.
They run and shoot the ball, that's right.
They rather be entertained.
Yeah, that's what that is.
Instead of have knowledge.
Entertained, yeah.
So that's why they'll never have this science that I'm finna release right now.
Yeah.
Because they're not seekers of knowledge.
Yeah.
But I will reveal a Masonic secret of the 33rd degree.
Yeah.
Preachers supposed to be on the 33rd degree or the 32nd level, but they EAs. So when we come into the understanding of the 33rd name of Allah is coming to the 33rd degree of a Mason.
Look at that.
A Mason's light is based upon his scholarship.
Right on.
A Mason, when he becomes a 33rd degree, he's supposed to be a master scholar. Because 33 don't only initiate the degrees.
Yes,
but 33 is a physical representation of Allah's knowledge. And do you know it? If you do, that comes from seeking.
Yep.
And if you don't, that comes from not seeking.
Right on.
One who loves self will want self-knowledge. Self-knowledge is given to us. But a lot of us don't want self-knowledge. Why? Why we don't want self-knowledge? This is a time where we have been robbed of KOS. And at a time we know nothing by ourselves. We turn away from, we got hours in a day. You have 24 hours in a day. Most people can't take 1 hour to seek knowledge, to teach knowledge, and to reach knowledge. But they spend 23 hours in sleep. They spend hours in shopping, buying. But your soul can never be purchased. So what are you buying? Are you buying more time? Because you can't buy time. So time is what you need to have a long life. Life is wrapped in the circle of time. Since mankind has put this large conundrum into the science, and since the builders of America, known as Freemasons, have built a craft to aboard your mind and to send your mind into the ship of ignorance. If we don't understand by now, Jesus was a ship. That was a mental ship that black folks was put on to take them far away. That's what they call the Father. Take them farther away from themselves. And when the people aboard this ship, they would think this ship is holy because they heard the name Jesus. But they don't know the teachings. And they didn't follow the scholar. What they followed was the preacher who never showed them the scholarship, never showed them how to live the way the prophets lived. It's funny today how we have scholars, but then we have prophets. And it's funny today that they turn scholars into athletes and they turn prophets into prophets.
Yeah.
Profits. This is what most people are seeking.
Yeah.
And there's no knowledge in that prophet. Those prophets don't belong to you. And they only based in time, meaning your deadline, your birth date to your death date. Why enjoy only for a small length of time when you are part of the greater self of what is known as the creator of existence? You didn't create yourself.
Thank you.
You don't know how your blood flows. You don't know how wide your lungs are. You don't know how fast your hair grows. You don't know how many numbers of hairs in your head. But you say you know. What do you know? Do you know self? Self is responsible for self. Or do you know I? Because these two are different perspectives. What do I need to do today? Or did your eye do anything for that divine immortal self? See, it's supposed to be 33rd degree talk going around, light supposed to be smashing the ethers of America. But since false prophets known as Freemasons have stomped and tramped and created the whole doctrines and dogmas that people follow today, they still don't know what a light is. They still don't know what is marvelous. They still think following men is the greatest thing to do. They still have the audacity to see idols and worship idols. Money, cars, clothes, everything that's not self.
That's it, yeah.
And self is unknown. When you came into existence to know yourself, they have replaced yourself with the word God. So you don't know yourself, but you claim to know God. God is known through self. And if you can't honor self, you can't honor God. You can't honor yourself. Meaning you can't love yourself. You don't need physical objects to love yourself. You wasn't made with nothing physical. You tell me where the beginning and end of your body is. You wasn't put together with screws. You are magnificent.
It's amazing, ain't it?
Yes. And it takes perfection to be with perfection. The spine. Let's get into some deep science of the spine. The spine is the scale of life. This is where you get your degrees from. So when you enter as an apprentice, you are entering the base of your spine. The base of your spine is dark. The darkness represents why you was blindfolded. If the person blindfolded didn't tell you that, you still blindfolded. Just because you see with two eyes don't mean you not mentally blind. Light blinds. Have you ever you was in the sleep in the dark and they turn on the light? Or when a baby is born out of that hospital light and that hospital light so bright. See, this is called confusion. Or when you turn on your TV, white noise. When the radio signal out, it make a static sound. That's called white noise, white light. So when we understanding the science of where everything comes out of blackness. Everything comes out of darkness. Darkness is the word for unseen. You don't see your spine.
No.
This is why you got to climb by degree to get to the final degree, which is everlasting life. But that light is not talked about. This is the grand knowledge of KOS, the greatest wisdom to ever hit the planet. Eternal life has been robbed for you, and you have thrown away eternal life by throwing away your life. For objects of praise. So someone can say, hey, you got a new car. Hey, you got a new jewelry. Hey, you got a new such and such.
Yes, indeed.
How much in life are you a role model? Let's ask some real questions. Let's put some real souls to question. How are you a role model? Who in your life look up to you? Who in your life want to be like you? Because you are someone who respect yourself. How many want to be like you? Because they're going to tell you to be like Mike.
Yeah.
Be like LeBron. Be like Kobe.
Yeah.
Hey, well, someone can, guess what? They can be like you. Can you become a prime example for a cornerstone of a community? Can you become a place where souls can be developed? Can you come and spend your time helping others? You spent the time away from others. Can you now spend time helping the youth? Grant them the power and abilities that you didn't have. Can you show them a way that you didn't go? Can you tell them something that you didn't know? How many, if any, is still seeking so they seed can be better than they were? How many is giving them the gold? How many is put the inheritance? How many is stacking so their children can be packing? How many know this world is hard and that you gonna need a way? How many is offering a way to excellence so you don't have to be asking and begging? How many of you will be without? How many of you not know your 5 years? How many of you will not even have enough of money to last you 5 years from now? And you saying that you know. This is what a man becomes. A man that rejects falsehood, that stands in honor and respects knowledge and all of beauty. Y'all may say wisdom, strength, and beauty. Jacum Boaz. But to live off the G, you don't live off the G. You live off the greed. And the greed is a lack of self-discipline. And when self lacks discipline, the youth cannot grow. Where are the development centers for the youth? Where's the black leaders for the black youth that ain't setting up and putting large amount of investments into white institutions? Where's your black institutions dedicated to black and raising the students of excellence? Have we forgotten? Were you forgotten? And since you were forgotten, did you forget others? Or since you became known, will you make others come out of the unknown? This is life living. Or are you not living life? Are you on a job? Are you on a steady paycheck? Are you on a border? Are you on enclosed? Are you restricted? Have you been restricted forever all your life? Someone telling you this, someone telling you that, where to go, where to work.
Oh boy.
So since you became your own, have you stood and learned for yourself what truth is? The knowledge of truth is the greatest wisdom to ever cross and hit the planet. And whoever don't want it will miss the ship. This is a spaceship that's taking off. Earth is ascending, and if you ain't ascending with the earth, get ready. because the earth is a self, and earth self won't be let down or held back by undisciplined minds who lack real riches, which is an educated mind called self-knowledge.
Right on.